So we are on the topic of Ribbis, interest, laws of interest. And it's chapter Siman 65, and halacha number is 25. And it says, if an idolater tells a Jew, borrow money on my behalf with interest from a Jew on this collateral, or even if he does not give him collateral, but rather give him a promissory note, and then the Jewish lender who receives it grants him the loan because he places his trust in a collateral of the note of the idolater loan, and the Jewish agent is not at all liable for the loan. It is permitted, since the second Jew is lending to the idolater, and the Jewish agent is merely a messenger to deliver the collateral on or a note. Okay. We're going to look into it. So far, it's not so simple. And even if a Jewish agent delivers the Ribbis to the lender, it is permitted for the Jewish lender to accept it, provided that the lender makes a conscious commitment that the entire liability for both the collateral and the money, whether in bringing or returning, is all his own responsibility, and the agent will not be held liable at all. Okay. So in this case, before we start it again and try to understand. So in this case, we're talking about as one Jew is, in some sense, is considered to be shaliach, the messenger of another Jew, for free. Okay. So meaning it's like he's working for him. Working for him is not. No, it's not a good idea. So he gives him a favor. So again, this middleman does not make anything. He does not do it for a profit. He does it for a favor for a non-Jew. Okay, possible. I mean, I think it's very practical. Okay. So one more time from the beginning. If idolater tells a Jew, borrow money on my behalf with interest from a Jew on this collateral. So meaning you, Mr. Jew, go to another Jew and tell him that it is for me. Okay, commentary. There is the Jew is merely acting as a messenger, exactly as we explained, to bring the collateral from idolater to the second Jew. So he takes this diamond ring, whatever, and gives to the first Jew who is going to extend the loan, right? And to bring back the money he received from him to idolater. So he gives collateral on a loan. Probably collateral is more than a loan with Ribbis, right? I mean, logically, right? He gives them this ring and takes money and give it to a Jew. So this middle guy does not make anything. He's just, as we said, messenger. Okay. Continue. Or even if he does not give him collateral, but rather he gives him promissory note. So okay, this collateral, I would say it's more safer. The way it's my personal understanding to the first guy, right? Who the lender himself, because he does not know who he's dealing with, right? This non-Jew. Maybe he knows, but it's indirect. But when you have collateral, it's much easier to have peace of mind, right? But now we're talking about forget about collateral, promissory note. That's is not as good as collateral, right? But so the Jewish lender who receiver grants the loan because he places his trust in collateral or the promissory note of the idolater loan. Okay. So, and first guy gives money to this first Jew, gives money, the lender gives money to the second Jew because either because he received collateral or he received promissory note. Okay, so this middleman Jew, he's just a delivery guy. He takes from this person bring to that person. Okay. And the Jewish agent is not at all liable for a loan, right? So meaning liable for the loan if he would take the money. So what does it mean? Would take the money from the what is it from the lender, and like in the process of delivery to the borrower, somebody robbed him or he lost it. So he lost it beyond his control, let's say. So he would not be liable, right? Absolved completely. So I guess that person, the first person, the lender, would be liable. Okay, very interesting. Or if borrower declared that you're my shaliach, you can take, you go, please take on my behalf. That's it. So as soon as this shaliach takes, this borrower is going to be liable. So I mean, it depends, but the bottom line, this middle guy is not liable. Okay. So let's see. So it is permitted since the second Jew lending to idolater. No, I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, it is. It is permitted since the second Jew, right, is lending to idolater. So I apologize for confusion. I call him the first Jew, and the middleman is second Jew, but they say opposite, right? It is permitted the second Jew because I guess we brought him into big picture second, right? The lender is lending to the idolater, right? The Jewish agent is merely messenger to deliver collateral or a note. That's it, and money back, I guess. And even if the Jewish agent delivers the ribbis to the lender, it is permitted for the for a Jewish lender to accept it. Meaning, at the end of the duration of the loan, this middleman, right? He brings the money with collateral, with ribbis. There is no problem. Of course, he takes collateral and takes it back, but that's it. Okay, provided that the lender makes a conscious commitment. Lender, right, that the entire liability for both collateral and money, whether bringing or returning, meaning if this guy middleman would lose anything, like as we said, or he would be robbed, so he would not be liable at all, right? So who is going to suffer the loss is the lender. So it's all him. So meaning this middleman is not part of the equation. So it's very interesting. Then it is allowed. Okay. Right. It's all his own responsibility, and the angel will not be held liable at all. So that's a key word. So commentators say there is a Jewish lender accept liability for any loss that may occur, bringing the collateral to the Jew and money to the idolater. So I mean, until this idolater get the money, he said, You want me to be responsible? I'm not responsible. I never got the money. Okay. So, very interesting. One second. And then at the end of the term, when the remaining of the money, returning the money to the Jew and collateral to idolater. So meaning it's very interesting situation of this guy. The middleman, meaning that he's not responsible for anything. So he's just doing everybody favor, but if this favor did not work out, so he's absolved, basically. So Yorek Dayam 168:13. Rama there, in Darkei Moshe, paragraph 12, assert that it is permitted, even if the agent assumed responsibility when he's initially bring the collateral to the Jew, before the loan was made. Okay. Right. So it must be, of course, initially during all of the stages, of course. And the second commentary is on a piece where it says, right, and this agent would not be held liable at all. So commentary. For if the agent is responsible for a loan, he is considered to have borrowed money from which he lent afterwards to idolater, right? That's what people do, right? So there are like a big institution, the lending institution, And then even banks, they borrow, like they sell the product, whatever they call the product. So they borrow from this institution or smaller company, right? Smaller mortgage company. They don't have money. I mean, they have some money, but what they do, they underwrite the loans. Meaning they borrow from the big company under this like interest, and then resell this loan at the higher interest. That's how it works. Okay. So in this case, so if we would make this person, the agent, responsible for the loan, so it's like he's taking from a Jew and then extending the loan like two loans. Between the one Jew and another Jew, and between the second Jew to this idolater. Okay, so one more time the whole sentence. For if the agent is responsible for a loan, he is considered to have borrowed the money which he lent afterwards to the idolater. So as we said, two transactions. When the agent subsequently delivers the interest given to him by idolater to the lender, he has paid interest on his own loan, which is forbidden. So because he personally borrowed from another Jew and now he pays the interest, absolutely forbidden. Pretty straightforward, but I guess this middleman, I'm just speculating, right? So he's maybe he wants to get a favor from a non-Jew. Huh? So maybe he's the way I see it, right? Maybe he's a rich person and he does not have cash, and he's ashamed to declare, right? Embarrassed to declare that he does not have money, right? And he wants to do it very quiet, and he does not want to go through to a Jew, right? The lender himself, because everybody would understand, right? So he wants to do it from somebody else. Okay, very, very possible scenario. Any questions on what we said? This halacha. Okay, so we continue with the next halacha, number 26. Similar with regard to a Jew who gave collateral or promissory note to his fellow Jew, so that on its basis he should be his agent to borrow on his behalf money with ribbis from an idolater. The halacha is that if the idolater grants the loan relying only on the collateral or a promissory note, and the agent has no obligation, it is permitted. Similarly, if a Jew first lends to another Jew, interest-free, on collateral, and afterwards, when the loan is due, the borrower tells the lender, borrow money, there is the amount that I owe you, from idolater, with interest on the basis of this collateral that I gave you, using that money to satisfy my loan from you, and I will and it will be incumbent upon me to pay the principal in interest to idolater. The halacha is that the idolater grants the loan relying solely on the collateral and not on the one borrowing the money from him, the original lender. It is permitted. Okay, so so let's try to understand. So now we go in the opposite way, right? I mean, still there are three people involved: one Jew, another Jew, and idolater. So in this case, the idolater is going to be the lender, and one Jew is a middleman, and one Jew is a borrower. I mean, at least in the first scenario. Second scenario is very different, but we're going to see. Okay, the first one. Similarly, with regard to a Jew who gave collateral or a promissory note to his fellow Jew, so that on its basis he should be his agent to borrow on his behalf money with ribbis from idolaters. So the transaction itself is between a Jew and non-Jew. So the Jew wants to borrow with interest from a non-Jew, right? And he sends somebody else, his friend, right? Let's say he gave him a collateral or promissory note, but this promissory note on the name of the non-Jew. This Jew is just delivery person. That's it. So it is allowed to do this even with Ribbis. Okay. The halakha is if the idolater grants the loan relying only on a collateral promissory note, so meaning he's not relying on this agent. The agent has nothing to do with that, right? That's he relied only on the promissory note or collateral, this diamond ring, right? And the agent has no obligation; it is permitted. And the agent, meaning this Jew that delivered, if he is going to lose it beyond his control, this and that, so he's not responsible. Okay. Then it is permitted. Commentary. There is the idolater feels secure that collateral will cover the loan and interest. Right. So meaning if that person is not going to pay, I keep this diamond ring. Okay. And does not expect the Jewish agent to be responsible as the borrower or a prohibited type of a guarantor, right? Prohibited type of a guarantor, meaning that the guy got his diamond ring, so he's satisfied. He does not need anything else. Okay, so he's not relying basically on this agent, that the agent is going to deliver the money back, right, with interest. So he said, even if he's not going to deliver, I'm still in wins because this diamond ring costs much more than the law with Ribbis. So I'm good. So maybe better they never return. Okay. Okay, and the last part of the sentence says, and the agent has no obligation, it is permitted. So again, the agent meaning that he's going to lose, not deliver this and that. So he's not liable. Who is liable? Who is going to take loss? The lender is going to take loss. Okay. Or the borrower, right? So if a borrower send this agent with money, and this guy, the lender never received. So I mean, he said, okay, you have to pay me $1,000, let's say, and he said, yeah, I sent it to you 1,100. Yeah, maybe you did. I'm not disputing, but I never got it. Right. So meaning that you must pay me again. Not again, but you must pay me, basically. Right. And this we don't know what happened to this middle guy. Okay, that's but so if they take complete responsibility and they trust this middleman, right, and they take responsibility whatever happens, so yeah, there is no problem. So continue. Since the agent is not responsible to the loan, the loan is direct obligation between borrower and the idolater. Okay, so if, however, the idolater, so I mean, since the agent is not responsible to the loan is direct obligation between borrower and idolater, as we said. Like if this agent did not deliver to one side, so the side who sent this guy is going to be responsible. Okay. If, however, idolater is reliant on the agent for a payment, right, that's the problem, of course. It is prohibited even if the owner of the collateral obligates to pay himself or the idolater directly. So that's it. So it must be like he's dispensable, right? They can do without him, right? They can do without him, but maybe he's he has a lot of free time and he wants to be nice and do chesed, right, to people. Okay. Such an issue commonly arises when someone who is unable to secure credit requests a friend or relative to take out the mortgage for him or to allow him to use his credit card. The one in whose name the loan was given is considered the borrower, and paying interest on his behalf or reimbursing him for interest paid is prohibited. So let's do it one more time, this piece, and we're going to explain. One second. Let's do the just second part. So such issue commonly arises when someone who is unable to secure a credit request, right? So he cannot get a credit, so he asks the friend or relative to take out the mortgage on him for him, or to allow him to use his credit card. So meaning that the guy is saying, please take the mortgage on your own name. So all of the papers on this name, but I'm going to pay off. I know some people like that, and they want to do good, and they're very proud of their very good credit history. But I told one of this person, okay, like I have this, your credit history is amazing. So a person does not make much money, but I mean, like average, right? But has amazing credit history, can borrow basically, I don't know, any money. Why? Because several relatives who have a bad credit list car on that person's name, and that person pays monthly premium. So of course they give you money, but still it's not. I told that person, like, are you normal? What if they decided not to pay? So you're going to responsible, right? If everything is going well, yeah, you're good. You build your credit history. Maybe, I don't know, maybe getting some bonuses, points. I don't know, like on your credit card. Okay, but it's like, what is this bonus? Like 1%, maybe 2, like let's say 3%. Like, but the risk is huge. You understand? So if somebody is like that, right? So okay, friend, right. So credit card on one person, but somebody else is using. The one in whose name the loan was given is considered a borrower. Doesn't matter that he does not use this money, somebody else this money, you use this money, they pay and gives all of the payment. It's irrelevant. So the one who is named on the loan, he's a borrower. Period. Right. And paying interest on behalf or reimbursing him for interest paid is prohibited. So I mean, if it's between Jew and non-Jew, very straightforward. So just because somebody asks you for a favor, first of all, it's very, very dangerous, right? It's very, very dangerous. Things happen in people's life, and they say, like why like it costs you nothing. Why you like that? And we heard this conversation, and I advise several people in my life just withstand the pressure. I said, because look, these people have a bad credit, and they have a bad credit history, not because of nothing, but because they have a bad habits, handling money, right? So just because they owe you, right? That does not mean that they're going to change their habits. Maybe yes, maybe no. But you put yourself, your name, and right, and you livelihood in jeopardy for what? Right, so too dangerous. So we're not allowed to put ourselves in dangerous situation. If somebody very, very close to you, like, I don't know, it's a different story. But even the family members, advisable not to do it unless it's your children and or parents or something. Continue. Similarly, it was first scenario. Now we're going to a little different scenario, but same like a big picture is. A Jew borrows from a non-Jew. That's the whole picture. Similarly, if a Jew first lends to another Jew interest-free on collateral, okay. So one Jew lends to another Jew and $1,000, and he gave him a diamond ring, okay. And afterwards, when the loan is due, the borrower tells the lender. So the borrower basically. As we understand, the borrower does not have money. Okay, if he had money, he would pay. Borrow money. There is amount I owe you, right? So meaning you'll get I owe you $1,000. So borrow this $1,000 from idolator. Okay, I don't have, but from idolator with interest on the basis of this collateral that I gave you. So meaning this borrower said to the lender, I owe you $1,000. You have my ring. Go please and borrow from a non-Jew $1,000 with interest, whatever he's going to ask, and use my diamond ring as a collateral. Okay, that you're going to pay. Okay, so I mean he's trying. I mean he's right. Win some time. That's stalls for some time. That's the thing. Okay, just 1 second. So again, the whole sentence: borrow the money. There is amount I owe you from idolater. So far, so good. With interest, whatever he asks, right? On the basis of the collateral that I gave you, on the basis of my diamond ring, using the money satisfy my loan for you. So get this $1,000. It's yours. So you don't have to return. And I will, and it will be incumbent upon me to pay the principal. And the interest to idolater. Okay, so this money, whatever this non-Jew gives you, keep for yourself, but you still owe him this $1,000, and plus $100 interest, let's say, right? So, and I'm going to pay the idolater this amount from on your behalf. Okay, so. Let me know if it's clear. Okay, so if it's not if it's not clear, so please let me know. Okay. So again, second, the borrower Jew does not have money, so he's ready to pay interest, but he cannot pay interest to a Jew. So he said to a Jew, go to a non-Jew, borrow the money with the interest, give him my collateral, take money, whatever I owe you, that's it. And I'm going to pay this non-Jew the whole amount with collateral. The whole amount with interest and get collateral back. That's the thing. Okay. Okay. The halacha, okay, so that's the situation. The halacha is that the idolater, if the idolater, right, so idolater meaning the third guy, grants the loan relying solely on the collateral. So the guy says, okay, this the diamond ring, 3,000 minimum. Okay, so yeah, take the money, no problem, right? And not on the borrowing the money from him, right? And not on the borrowing money from him, the original lender, right? It is permitted. So meaning, so he in some sense, this guy, the original lender can keep collateral if the borrower cannot pay. Collateral is his, right? So and he gives this collateral to somebody else. There is no problem whatsoever. Okay, it is permitted. Coming to him here too, since the original lender, so meaning this Jew, who is now an agent of the borrower, right, is not responsible for the loan, meaning if he would not be able to pay off the loan, this guy is going to win, right, meaning the non-Jew or this guy is still going to owe money, okay. Borrower is not responsible for the loan and merely serve as the messenger between the borrower and the idolater. It is permitted. Again, he just wants his money back. Exactly, he lended $1,000. He wants back his $1,000, and he's going to get. But that guy, the Jewish borrower, is going to pay like second lender, non-Jew amount with interest. Okay, and get his collateral back. Okay, let me know if any questions on what we said. Hope it's more or less clear. Yes, go ahead.
It's not exactly specifically on this, but on Ribbis in general. Two questions.
General question on a Ribbis or what?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, go ahead, please.
Mm-hmm. So the first one is Shalom Kol Rav. On the subject of Ribbis, that is kind of from the previous discussion, but I need to clarify my understanding. If it is forbidden to sell something for a cheaper price when someone pays in advance, and this sort of financial instrument is commonly called a futures contract, is it thus forbidden to buy these futures contracts from unknown sources or other similar derivatives contracts?
I mean, it's a practical question. So can you buy these features, right? They call it options, right? So it's a huge industry. So since they're not owned by a Jew, right? It's corporations, right? So there is no problem whatsoever. And even there is there is some Jews in there. It's like it's never majority. Even if it's majority, it's still there are many non-Jews there. So I would say there is no problem. Okay, but there it's not. You see, when you buy these options, just to think about it, they are not paying for the product itself. I mean, they're not buying anything. It's only speculation that the price is going to go up or going to down. Right. I work with those. It's put and call. They call it put and call. PNC. Right. It's pure speculation. I never look into it if people make. I mean, of course, the people make money, but why somebody would risk it? I don't know. That's maybe for adrenaline. Okay. So what else? Tell me. What else?
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
Second question, Shalom Kolav. On the topic of Ribbis, would there be a problem if the child is using his parents' credit card and pays back later through a part-time job?
Oh, okay. So if a child is using parents' credit card, so and then so the child, let's say in a college or something, you're using the credit card, and parents paid off this. Let's say they paid the interest to the credit card. Let's say to simplify. Let's say they paid off this child expenses like $1,500. Let's say just to make it simple. So and after this, the child gets a job and he pays back this $1,500. Yeah, there is no problem whatsoever, right? Because this what is it? Our credit card is not Jewish credit card. There is no problem whatsoever. They were allowed to pay interest on them. It's not advisable. I mean, in general. So I mean, right? Not to live on credit. So like in most of the case, if you need, if you want to buy a house, you want to buy an apartment, and there is no like natural way for you to get it, yeah. So buy on credit. Maybe cars are like huge expense, but other things try not to live on credit. So I know many people in the company where I work, there are people with a good education and good salary, like a very good salary, and many of them like paying everything out because they have a big eyes, and they buy things just because they have a good salary and they can do the payments, and then they broke. Very interesting. Like, I don't know. That's and of course when you have this the thing like all over your head that you have to pay to all of these people and all of the company, you're not going to have a peace of mind. It's better to be like to live to buy just whatever you can afford, and have a peace of mind, right? Okay. Anything else? What did we say?
That was all.
Okay. Beautiful, thank you very much. So, very interesting, like the Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. So he builds up. He gives us like background, different simple cases, and now it's like much more complicated cases through the through this intermediary, whether borrowing from a non-Jew, with the interest on paying non-Jew interest through a Jew. So, and it is possible. It is possible, and I think in all the times when sometimes these non-Jews are the anti-Semites, right? But they need money, so he would not go openly to the bank of the Jew, right? So he's embarrassed, so he was trying to use somebody else, right? Okay, so 27. With regard to a Jew, Reuven, who lend money to idolater on collateral with interest and rate such and such per month, And afterwards the Jew approached his fellow Jew Siman, and requested that he, Siman, lend him the collateral that Reuven received from the idolater, the amount of money that Reuven lent to idolater. Very interesting. And he, Siman, will collect from idolater the Ribbis that is due due from today until the time of repayment. It is permitted. So, and again, we're going to draw the parallel the way I see it. Of course, we're going to go a second time with commentaries. It's like a sell. What is it? There is a special word, so I forgot. Like they sell on the debts, right? So it's also a huge industry. You can sell the debts, right? And I was like a long time ago, I was trying to help several people in my life to go out of this debt situation, and people were in depression, did not have money. All of them could not handle the money. Like instead of ask somebody who knows better, they thought they're big heroes and smart. Like open a new credit card, transfer from this one to that one, so I have 6 months, 7 months, that all this craziness, right? So I learned a lot about this industry actually, right? And some loans, so they give me all of these letters, and I was calling these collectors, and sometimes they say no, oh, this one, no, it's all loan, we sold it. So I say, okay, who did he sell it? They give you the name, so I'm calling new guy name and say, oh, okay, no, we only have it for some time and then we resold it. So it's like sometimes some of these loans, the longer it's outstanding. I count one time it was sold 5 times. 5 times including the original credit card or the bank, and some other times. So it's a huge industry. Of course, every time they buy it for a less amount of time, or less amount of money, because it's not most likely they're not going to collect the full amount, right? And they still make money. It's very interesting. Okay. Continue. But if the first Jew, Reuven, has already converted the principal together with the Ribbis from the entire duration of the loan to a single debt, there is a Jew and idolater calculate the principal and the Ribbis, right? Meaning, as so he said, I want to borrow for the whole year, not months by months, and combine them into one debt. It is all. There's both original principal and interest. Consider principal of a Jew, Reuven. And it is prohibited for the Reuven to borrow on interest from his fellow Jew on the basis of this collateral. For when the idolater pays the Ribbis, it is as if Reuven gave Ribbis to Siman out of his own pocket. Okay, so let's try to understand. There are a few comments. Try to understand. So 27 from the beginning. With regard to a Jew, Reuven, okay, who lent money to idolaters on collateral with interest. So Reuven had money, so he gave this non-Jew $1,000, right? And he got collateral, okay. Like he got this diamond ring. And this Reuven, this non-Jew, is supposed to pay fixed rate on a monthly basis. So I think usually people would say, like in this case, even in banks, like you cannot pay it off in what is it, in a 6 months or something. Like you borrow money, right? Why? Because you did not have cash, let's say, and you did all of the transaction, and now you want to pay us back, they would not accept it, or if they would accept it, they give you a penalty. I mean, because they have to make some money. You understand? So same, I think same would be in this case. So if this non-Jew is going to pay he's borrowing from a Jew, and he said, I'm going to pay interest. So the only reason this Jew lent to non-Jew because of the interest. I mean, otherwise, like, why would I do that? Right? It's risky. Why would I risk my money? Because of interest? Okay, there is no problem. Right? But if he said that I can prepay like any day, like who needs that? Right? He wants to make some money. So let's say minimum for 3 months, and then we'll see. Okay, there is no problem. Okay. So and with this such and such rate per month. Okay, and afterwards, it's like open-ended contract, right? So meaning that they didn't know like, for how long. Said maybe for a year, maybe 8 months, maybe for 4 months. Okay, no problem. And afterwards, the Jew approaches his fellow Jew, right? So, and afterwards, this Reuven, who lended money, so I'm just adding words, right? Reuven, who lended money to non-Jew, comes to Siman, okay, and requests that Siman lend him on this collateral that Reuven received from Idolator, the amount the Reuven lent to Idolator. And now Reuven said, maybe he was under pressure, this and that, okay. But now he said, look, he said for 3 months, now it's 2 years later, right? Of course, I'm getting the interest, it's good, but I need cash, okay. So this Reuven comes to Siman and said, look, here's a diamond ring. I want to borrow from you $1,000, okay. And here's the collateral diamond ring of this guy, non-Jew, okay. I'm just adding words, but that's the situation. Oh, money lent to idolater. And Siman will collect from idolater the Ribbis, right? There is due from him today until the time of repayment. It is permitted. So, in some sense, the ownership of this debt is switched from Reuven to Siman, right? As we said, somebody sold the debt, but here the way I understand, he sold it as it is, like he's not making any profit, right? Or is not. I mean, when I say him, I mean Siman. So Siman is not making any profit. He's like taking exactly. He paid exactly as right as the loan was. Okay, but now since he bought this debt, he has a right to collect interest, and same with all of these credit companies, as I said before. So they collect interest. But in that case, I apologize. I don't like in the stories that I said, they were no longer collected interest. Forget it. They understood nobody's going to pay them interest, but they were trying to see like if they it was like cut-off line. So meaning they see nobody's going to pay them, so they stop the interest. And some of them continue. I don't remember exactly, but they just want this money back. That's it. Forget about interest, but we want our money back. Okay. So commentaries say, right? But in this case, Reuven gives the ownership of this loan to Siman, and Siman is going to collect interest going forward because it's month to month basis. Commentary: this is permitted. This is interpreted to be a sale of collateral. That's it, right? So he sold them collateral, this diamond ring, and in order to get his diamond ring back, so this non-Jew is going to pay you such and such amounts. Okay, Bishin Torah gives the purchaser right to the loan. Okay, meaning this Siman, so he can collect the loan. Therefore, the interest that accrues with time of sale until the end of the term of the loan is a fact directly due to. From idolater to the second Jew who purchased the debt, and this is permitted. No problem. So he purchased the debt completely from this Siman bought the debt of a non-Jew from Reuven completely, and he's entitled for all interest because it's a part of the loan. Second scenario, right? But if the first Jew, Reuven, has already converted the principal together with the Ribbis for the entire duration of the loan to a single debt, then the Reuven, the first Jew, will pay the interest. So meaning the Reuven, he converted the principal together with the Ribbis for the entire duration of the loan to a single debt, then the Reuven, the first Jew, will pay the interest. So meaning the Reuven, he converted the principal together with the Ribbis for the entire duration of the loan to a single debt, meaning it is a problem. So meaning what? So this guy is not paying him interest every month, right? So let's say there's like, I don't know, like 5% interest in every month. No, they actually calculate that the debt is going to be like 10%, right? So they did not they actually calculated all of the interest, like compound interest, not compound, whatever interest. Let's say not compound to simplify, right? Every month he owes him $100 for use of 1,000, let's say, right? It's crazy, but that's what it is. So, and they say, okay, you're not going to pay me until 1 year later, so I will take the whole interest for 1 year and combine with the principal, and that the amount that you owe me. This you cannot sell. That's the second scenario. One more time. But if the first Jew, Reuven, has already converted the principal together with the Ribbis for entire duration of the loan in a single debt, as we just explained, there is the Jew and idolater calculated the principal and Ribbis and combine them into the one debt. So, I mean, it's no longer debt separate and Ribbis separate. It is all, there is both the original principal and interest, consider principal of the Jew, right? So now it's of the Jew, Reuven, okay. And is prohibited for Reuven to borrow on interest from his fellow Jew on the basis of his collateral. So since they put the whole amount into one, interest and principal into one amount, so now this he cannot sell this debt to another Jew. Because why? Because it is include interest. Right? For when the idolater pays Ribbis, it is as Reuven gave the Ribbis to Siman out of his own pocket, right? But he prepaid. That's right. So he prepaid with the Ribbis, and this what is it? This non-Jew is going to pay the Siman back later on. Crazy. Commentary. Let me know if any confusion. I mean, I covered this thing, this loss a few times. So I mean, right? But if what I'm trying to say, if you're going over them first time in your life, it could be very confusing. But let me know. Let's read the commentary and see if any questions. Once the interest has been added to the principal to form a single debt, the original owner of the debt, Reuven, is considered already have a right to an unaccrued interest. When Reuven subsequently sells the debt, he must pay any interest that he received from that point on to the current owner of the debt, Siman. Right? Thus, when idolater pays interest that is actually due to Reuven, the original owner's debt, or to Siman, who purchased the debt, it is as if idolater is paying that on behalf of Reuven, which is prohibited. So meaning this Reuven borrowed from Siman. So Reuven borrowed from Siman, but instead of Reuven, who is going to pay this idolater on behalf of Reuven with the interest, which is 100% forbidden. Okay, so let's do this commentary one more time, and we see if we can add anything to it. I mean, it's exactly as it says in the Kitzur. But one more time. Once the interest has been added to the principal, so meaning they calculate the whole year, to form a single debt, which is a problem, okay? The original owner of the debt, Reuven, right? So Reuven first borrowed from, lended to a non-Jew, and then he needs money, and he borrowed from Siman. Okay, that's the situation. So Reuven is considered to already have a rights to an unaccrued interest. So interest is not due until the next month, until the 6 months from now, 9 months from now. But it's already in that amount. That's the issue. When Reuven subsequently sells the debt, right, meaning to Siman, he must pay any interest that he received from this point on to the current owner of the debt, meaning Siman. Thus, when the idolater pays interest that actually due to Reuven, right? I mean, because he borrowed from him, the original owner of the debt, Siman, I'm sorry, Reuven pays the original owner of the debt, right? No. Idolater, I apologize. Idolater, not Jew, pays with interest to Reuven, right? And Reuven owes to Siman, who purchased the debt. It is idolater, non-Jew, is paying on behalf of Reuven to Siman, which is from Jew to a non-Jew, and he is in some sense only a messenger. Okay, then it is forbidden. Any questions on what you said? This Ribbis.
Rabbi?
Yes, go ahead, please.
Well, there's a few questions, such as a contract. I mean, someone was reading them, and I'm not sure if this. Commentary 6-5. So, okay, I think this is from Steve 26, if I am not wrong.
Okay.
This question.
Okay, Steve 26. Okay, go ahead.
Says, I wonder how is this different from the case of using others' credit card because they are not able to secure credit themselves in the commentary 65, which I believe is connected to the Steve 26. Yep.
So what is the question? So let me quickly read this 65. The reason idolater feels secure that collateral will cover the loan and the interest, and does not expect the Jewish agent to be responsible for the borrower or prohibited type of guarantor. I'm not sure what the question is. So this guy, for example, when you borrow from the credit card, you have exactly zero. I mean, you have your name on application, and that's it. But for example, if you're going to borrow something from a bank, so you said, please, I want to buy, I don't know, apartment. They say, okay, you want to buy apartment, very good. But what do you have? Like you have to give some collateral. You understand? So, and you say, no, I have a job. So I have steady job, I have bank account, and they check it and say, yeah, you have very good job and good income, and you have some savings, bonds, this and that. Okay, yeah, we can lend you money, but it must be some collateral, meaning that these people have a lien on this collateral. So in our case, the guy given diamond ring. This diamond ring costs $3,000. And he borrows about 1,000. So this lender does not rely on this go in between. Who needs them? I mean, if this guy is not going to pay, I'm going to keep the ring. Yeah, no problem. So that's how different it's from credit card. So it's not one-to-one. Okay. Okay. So go ahead.
Hey, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
Yeah, this friend says this is connected to the original question about using a parent's credit card, and connected to commentary 66. Friend says.
Oh, sorry. Next one. Yeah. So yeah, we have. Yeah, go ahead. And then what? Okay, go ahead. And
nothing. That's pretty much it. I don't know if the question was answered though.
Okay, so I mean, what we said, if parents give a credit card to a child, and sometimes it happens, they want to see how this child uses the money wisely or not, right? And they're going to pay all of the bills, but at the end the child said, look, I just need that, and I'm going to pay back whatever whatever needs to be paid. And let's say a parent pay back, but over the period of time. Let's say, meaning that the parent pays some interest. So after that, this what is it? After this, the child comes. After the child comes and gives the money back. It's a very good question. I just got to it. It's a very good question. Why? Because we said that the lender did not rely on the child to pay the money, so they have no idea about the child, right? The lender is actually in their mind. They extended credit to a parent. But okay. But how is it allowed to? Right. So how is it allowed to for a child to pay to pay the what is it to pay the parent for the credit? I guess because the parent was the only guarantor, and parent is not benefiting in anyhow. Like he was only going in between, but it's not simple going in between, as we said. So the credit card actually rely on the parent. So it's very good question. Very, very good question. Okay. Somehow I want to say there is no problem, but logically, right, based on what we said, I'm not sure why is it allowed. Okay. Okay. Go ahead. What else?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.
I just got kind of lost from this question. I was just so much into the Sif 27, trying to understand the thing that I kind of disconnected myself from
Okay.
on the other question. So the next question says, okay, for instance, this question is unrelated to today's discussion, but on the subject of buying contracts for later delivery, like options/futures. I don't know if
yeah, I mean, we finished the subject. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. So what is it?
So, related to today's discussion, but on the subject of buying contracts for later delivery, like options/futures, if it is speculation, it is gambling, or it is not gambling if it is similar to buying or selling insurance. Is selling insurance similar to this permissible speculation, or is it Ribbis?
No, it's totally separate things. This thing is 100% gambling. Right? This thing it has no value. You understand? When you buy like stock, when you buy stock, so it's part of the company. So in some sense, you can cash out. So hopefully, there is a right evaluation. Right, they evaluate how much the company costs, and let's say they said it costs $100 million, and they produce. I'm not an expert like what percentage of the company they can sell like in producing stocks. I'm not sure, but let's say 60%. Just making up number. So meaning if I need cash out, so I can in some sense make them to sell the company and pay me back. You understand? But here it's nothing. It's just a speculation. It's options, absolutely zero. And life insurance, no. It's life insurance. Is it speculation? I don't think so. Is it gambling? No. Life insurance is not. It's a product that you buy that they guarantee. If something goes wrong, right? They're going to pay a premium. Okay. I mean not premium, but compensation. So it's not gambling. What was the third one? It was features, options, and insurance, and what else?
gambling. If it's not gambling, if it's similar to buying or selling insurance. And the third part, is selling insurance similar to this permissible speculation, or is it Ribbis?
No, it's not Ribbis. It's not. No, you just pay them money, and in case of something wrong, they're going to pay you back. But otherwise, no. I mean, you buying a product. You're buying a product. What can be compared to? You're buying a pump. I know you're buying a pump because you live in a lowland area, so you can be flooded. Let's say, I don't know. I'm just making up. So you bought a pump. Maybe you're never going to get flooded. Maybe never, ever, right? But you have this pump. So if you start to get in flood in your basement, so you connect to pump it, and you would be able to use it. And but that's in my sense, like in simple words, that's insurance. Right? Is this pump real? Absolutely, 100% real. Is it working? 100% it's working. Just because you're not using it does not mean that it's not working, right? So, but if needed, it's going to save the whole house from flooding. So I have one of my havrusas when it was Hurricane Sandy. I don't remember 20 years. I don't know, 15. I don't know, many years ago, 2007. Whatever, long time ago, and. Their house, I visit them many times, but I never pay attention. But it's a little like lower, so you have to go a little down, right? Compared to the street level. I don't know how many feet, but I mean, when you walk, you don't care basically, right? So they had the water up to the second floor, so the stairs. So they have two level house. And the whole floor was the first floor, the kitchen, everything, the living room was under the water. You understand? So it was almost to the ladder, not ladder, the stairs, to the second floor. But some people just got water into the basement, and the lucky ones that they had this pump, they actually saved their basement and the whole equipment. Right? That they had these generators, and they started on time. They pumped the whole night or whatever, and now they did not lose anything, basically. And that's insurance. And if they have a generator and it goes rusty after 20 years, and like you never use it, okay, good for you. And that's insurance. So insurance is not speculation. Simple ones, right? So is it allowed to a person to buy insurance? That's a famous question that Rabbi Moshe Feinstein Zatzal was asked. He said yes. Is it lack of bitachon? Right? He said no, it's not. It's a normal. We're not allowed to believe in miracles that person is going to die and his wife is going to be rich and from somewhere, and she would be able somehow miraculously to pay for the children's education. They can hardly pay with him working, right? Without him around, okay, of course. So yeah, so for people to have peace of mind, maybe never going to use it, for the peace of mind. So that's what people buy, right? All right. What else? Anything else on this topic?
Thank you, Rabbi.
You're welcome.